Hello and welcome everybody to the back nine of round 2 here at the first annual River Rampage here at the beautiful Rivers Edge Disc Golf Course in Iowa Park, Texas. I am AJ, joined by my partner, Mr. Darren Young. What's going on, man?
Hey, it's been a tournament. It's been fun. Obviously, really a lot of fun to cover this event, cover this course, and kind of give its publicity. And of course, the card, that we've been covering this entire time has been fun. Noah's been playing well. Ross is a lot of fun to cover as well. And then the two new guys, Jarrod and Cody, played well in the first round as well. So it's gonna be fun. We'll see how this back nine shakes out. Noah's got a huge lead, but the battle for second certainly is tightening up. So we'll see how things play out.
For sure, yeah. I believe it's been known that the back nine is the harder part of this course, and we are going with the traditional layout here as opposed to the round 1 version of the back nine, which is a little bit different.
Yeah. Some holes made easier, some holes made harder, but it'll be fun to see either way. So yeah, let's take a quick look at the leaderboard. Like I was mentioning, Noah got an 8-stroke lead over the rest of the field. So it's going to take something special for someone to catch Noah, or something not so special for Noah to get caught. But again, that second place battle certainly is tightening up. A couple of guys under par, everyone else over par. But again, the back nine certainly has some holes that can cause some problems. So we will see how it goes. There's still a little wind, nothing too bad. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Hole 10. This is one of the changes from the first round. First round was playing as a short par 4. This one's playing as a short par 3. The real challenge of this hole is the uphill along with the low ceiling. So you can kind of got 2 shelves. We're getting to the second one here. There's really no out of bounds that's super relevant in this hole. It's having the left side, the white stakes on the left. Don't see a lot of shots go that far left, but certainly can happen. No, look who's going for the forehand right. Excuse me.
Looking good.
Going actually up the middle with a forehand.
Good little turn there.
Don't see that often.
Yeah.
He'll be just outside the circle, probably 25 feet-ish. Cody going with that same felon he's thrown like 6 times already this round.
When you got a disc that works for you.
Good.
Yeah, just run it.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the felon too, so.
He's going for the wider gap here.
Yeah, it's nice stability.
What
That's perfect.
A shot.
Yeah, nice work from Cody. Again, just like we said in the first round, he's really thrown a lot of good shots. He just hasn't been able to capitalize on a lot of the putts. Jarrod also going forehand.
Little low. Ooh, and it rolls.
Nasty roll. And Ross going forehand as well with the Firebird, looks like.
Yeah, it looks like they're facing a headwind. You can see a bunch of leaves getting kicked back there from the tee.
Yeah, there's a great look at the wind there.
Yeah.
Still very windy.
Real slow run up. I like it.
Ooh.
Nice and controlled. But that goes
just as I said.
Way past. Is that inbound? Oh, no. Unfortunately, it goes OB. You can see the white stick.
I think he was like legitimately like 3 inches out of bounds. So, I mean, I just said in the breakdown of the hole, not a lot of shots get, that far left. But as you mentioned, the headwind, I'm sure it turned his disc over more than he was expecting. And he's going to pay for it.
Oh, my goodness. The world's smallest branch just snags it.
Yeah. He's got like a 50-footer to save his par.
I like the angle.
Ooh, nice run. It's so interesting, too, because this course plays, honestly, probably 5 or 6 strokes easier on a normal day. But this day, just the wind and the cold, the players been struggling. Ross for par from like 50, 40 or so, maybe?
Yeah, trying to get under the tree.
Yep. Yeah, couldn't get it high enough. That's frustrating. This is definitely one you want to get.
You can hear the wind really kicking up now. I mean, he can afford to, par this one, but if he can get a birdie, just be that much more secure.
Yeah, this point for Noah, I mean, it's likely he's going to close this one out, but it's probably more important for him just to get momentum going into the season. You know, I know he is going to be touring a bit this year, actually making some travel plans for some of the tour events.
There you go.
Nice putt from him, yeah. Great par save. But, you know, at this point in time, it's more important for him just to play his own game. Ooh, that's tough. But just kind of build momentum for the rest of his season. You know, that's kind of the mentality you have to have in any disc golf event, is you're playing against yourself, not necessarily the ones around you. And so I mean, you know, running the score up might feel bad, but, you know, you just got to play your game and do the best you can. And I think Noah getting 5 more birdies, he'd still be happy about it. So
You're at hole 11.
yeah, this is the one. It's so hard to feel good about a shot that is good. It's just a weird angle. The best shots I've done on this hole, I thought that I early released it and then it ends up parked. It's just a really short, skinny hyzer type shot, and probably your most overstable disc, but not something that's fast, because then you're gonna skip down to the river. So it's like a Justice type disc or a Pyro.
That's that flirty line I guess you were talking about. Oh, just...
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I thought it was going to roll downhill.
Yeah, but he's rolled to a spot where he's going to have a putt.
Yeah, you got to go awkwardly inside.
Yeah, I think this actually is Noah's Justice here.
That's looking good if it can get in tight enough.
I think it's a little long.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Honestly, if we watch back the first round, Noah's been in the same spot on a lot of these holes. Like, the consistency is there. Just in some places is consistently not where you want to be.
That's a good point.
but he did make the putt in the first round, so I mean,
let's see if he can follow it up this round.
Yep.
That's looking good.
Ross, ooh, a little anti-skip. That's kind of unfortunate. It was looking a good line.
I thought I was going to skip forward a bit. At least get down the hill.
Right.
Whoa,
he
it looks
didn't
like
like
hit
that one out of his
hit
hand.
the little fence post there.
That was fortunate, yeah, because it looked like he was going to be skipping into that prison over there. So
Definitely don't want that.
He's got down far enough. He'll have edge circle look for par. Cody from 45, maybe? Woo! Great run.
Tell you, the band has just been eating everyone's putts this entire tournament.
Ross from a similar distance. Looks like he got that one tree in his way, trying to find some way to get around it.
Oh, let's go.
Look at
That might be putt of the tournament.
That's a great putt. Yeah, that's a bonus putt for sure. That's all. I mean, in the wind from the distance downhill, that's awesome. Nice job, Ross.
Well earned.
Not one you want to bogey.
Not at all.
Looks like Noah pretty much, I mean, maybe a little bit farther than the first round, but in a similar spot.
Looks like can't get a good look. Looks like he's tangled up a little bit in those thorns, so not sure how badly it's affecting him.
Yeah, I think he's got a look on the right side of that tree in view. Ooh, yeah, I think it was a clean look aside from just footing was the only thing that was weird for him, but yeah, that's that kind of shot that Noah threw that you feel good about, and then you walk down to the hole and you're like, what the heck? I'm like 40 feet from the basket. How?
Yeah, I guess you got to really slow down on this hole as much as tempting it is to go a little faster.
Right.
Zone hole if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, that's that hole ended up playing like just middle of the pack difficulty, just like a little bit under par. But we're coming up to one of the toughest holes on the course, hole 12. First round I played as a par 4. This round is playing as a par 3. And I'm not sure which one's more difficult, really. I would assume the par 4 is a bit harder, but this one's just as tricky to get a birdie on, at least. You got the left side where we've been flying through, or the right side out over the river. Both shots are tough. Any birdies in this hole are great. You'll see a lot of shots looking good that get caught up late and they go to the drop zone. So And especially in this kind of wind. I mean, you're throwing something that's super overstable to make sure the wind doesn't mess with you. You can see that headwind ripping into Ross's face. I'm never thrown over the river in this
He's eyeing it up.
So,
I think he's made the decision.
bigger man than I.
That looks fantastic so far.
Too.
And he's, oh, wow. A little shorter than I would have thought.
Hit something, yeah. I think he hit something on the way in. But, I mean, that's a gift. Any one of those shots could just hit something random and go into the river, so.
And he takes the road, Cody takes the road less traveled. He's like, I'm not throwing over this river. You guys are maniacs.
Par almost certainly is gaining strokes. Let's see. It averaged at 0.13 strokes over par, so like right at a par 3. So if you're getting 3, you're not losing strokes to the field. And I think, at least for me, when I'm playing, if I'm playing, competitively, I'm always going the left side route just to get a par and don't even worry about this. But, maybe that's why these guys are playing in tour events and I'm not. So.
Very true. That's looking good.
Nice shot from Noah.
That's really good.
Yeah, like probably a 40-footer or so.
Hey, the danger of that river, though, obviously throwing over the river has its own natural risks, but even if you forehand through the other gap, you can still pop out and end up on in the river as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely you can.
He also takes the gap and throws it.
Yeah, right at the drop zone.
Yeah.
He's going to have... It's like 140 or so from here.
A little more stability. Fade.
Looks good.
All right. I like it. Overshot it even.
Yeah. Yeah, nice work from Jarrod. Good recovery.
This is just a really inconvenient position to be in here because you see the river gap is basically taken from him.
Yeah, and pretty much any tree kicks here just send you right into the river. And he's looking for this little forehand gap.
That is a tiny little gap. I hope he nails it.
Yeah.
Well, he got...
Well, no tree kicks.
He got most of the way there. Looks like he's a couple feet behind Noah's drive.
Yep. That'll work from Ross for par. Yeah, Cody, around 35 probably. Nice stroke from Cody. A little left, but good effort. Noah's had about already 3 of these kind of putts to start this back 9.
A little low.
Yeah, unable to capitalize. But I think the thing that Noah probably would feel good about is his drives have been good enough to get birdies. Jarrod with another missed putt.
This basket does not want to get putted.
Yep. There he goes. But I think Noah would be satisfied with his opportunities at birdie. And certainly probably would have liked to have capitalized on more of them. But give yourself more looks, you're going to make more of them.
For sure.
Shout out to Garrett Saunders for being the only birdie on this hole during the tournament. So nice work from him, especially after the first round. Throwing what was probably a pretty good drive and then getting kicked out into the river. I'd be interested to know if he went out over the river again and just didn't get quite so unlucky. So nice work from him. The only birdie of the event.
Wow. Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. So through 12. Garrett actually has made a bit of a charge here. He's 5 under through 12, or through the first 12 holes of the back, or second round, sorry, and only 6 strokes back. I mean, it would take a pretty Herculean effort to make a charge with get 6 strokes in the last 6 holes,
especially as we approach the gauntlet, as you coined.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, but I mean, either way, a great round for him so far. See if we can keep it up the next 6 holes. So. On to hole 13, this is just a really simple little forehand. The only real challenge is these late trees. It's a low ceiling. There is, the chance of if you have too much speed coming in the green, you can roll down to the barrier. But this is definitely one that all players looking to birdie even not so great forehands can get up to around 30 feet or so. It's definitely one of the easiest holes on the course. Let's see, playing. Actually, somehow it's harder than hole 11. Maybe at least in terms of scoring average, but this is one for sure that when I play this hole, I'm always wanting to get a birdie on it.
That's looking really good. A little bit of a tree kick, but he's there. He's got a look.
Yeah, edge of circle again. Noah going with his justice again. This is also a change from the first round because we were playing hole 12 and hole 13 combined the first round. So this is the original hole 13.
A little slip there. And
that'll work.
That looks
But
fantastic.
again, it's basically the same distance he's had 4 times in a row. So hopefully he's able to capitalize on this one. Cody's filling yet again.
Great disc choice for this hole. Oh, get a little lower. And it's stuck. Wonderful.
Yeah, there she is, shining in the light. That looks great.
Really good.
Yep, great shot, Jarrod. Forehand, he's thrown a few forehands that have been a little shaky the first couple holes, so nice to see him correct. That should work for Cody's par.
Yeah, that'll work. This is a risky putt here because it drops off, and luckily there has been a barrier put in to try to prevent you from rolling into the river, but it is extremely possible.
I mean, but if you roll down to the barrier, you've got a 30-footer uphill. It's definitely risky.
I appreciate him running it. I mean, he had to at this point, but that is a high-risk putt.
Sure. Noah's got a little less risk on this one because he's coming back towards those trees, so he should be fine to run it.
And he drills it. Left side.
Yeah, a little short left, but, you take what you get.
There you go. Good birdie putt.
That's a nice bounce back. Yep. And now we'll move on to the gauntlet. Hole 14 being one of the tougher of the 3. But yeah, it's hard to overstate how big of this little drop off in the screen is. You don't really see a lot of drives that get down to the bottom, but certainly putts. But here we are, hole 14. Again, one of the cooler looking holes in the course. It certainly looks cool in the summer, but it's just a really good disc golf hole. That right between mid-range and fairway driver for a lot of players. But it feels good to get this one. For sure.
You got to really cure it, with these gaps.
Absolutely. That gap on the left side is just tight enough to really get in your head. And then you got some stuff late, and so getting something pure through the gap is just such a nice feeling.
Yeah. I'll tell you though, if you do not pure the gap, it is plinko with your disc at that point because we pass through a just forest of dead trees that will bounce your disc around.
Noah got this one fairly close the first round, if I remember. Edge of circle or so. So same disc going with the bear again. That looks good.
That looks really good.
Very
Textbook.
nice.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that'll be great. Nice shot of the gap here.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, it is a straight shot if you can get your disc
This
down
looks
there.
good too.
Come back.
Little turned.
That might be a little out of his range there.
It's probably right on the edge of the circle, but I mean, getting all the way down to the basket, I think is a victory for
that's the
anybody.
feat is just getting to the basket off your drive.
Having a look at birdie always feels good on this hole. I'm not sure what Ross is throwing here.
Haven't seen his ravine come out this round.
Yeah, I don't think so. Ooh, that looks good too.
Very pretty. Hit the and he hits the pin.
Yeah, nice. So we'll have 2 tap-in birdies in this hole. That's awesome. I think Cody's going getaway here.
What control to be able to flip your disc up just enough like that?
I mean, all 4 players getting to within 50 feet is really solid. It's a great run. I really like Cody's simple stroke. He gets a lot of spin and a lot of power, even with minimal body movement, and I've been impressed with him this round. Jarrod just low again. He's kind of missed low, kind of missed high. It's just hard for him to get dialed in.
Nice putt.
Great putt, Cody. Yeah, that was probably a 30-footer or so. So nice comebacker. Let's see. Yeah, so Jarrod's just gonna tap in with the other guys. I mean, still 2 under for a card on this hole is very solid.
Yeah. Like I said, if you don't hit that early gap, then it is a feat to get to the basket at that point, just because that's the gap. So if you're outside the gap, you got to fight to get back to the gap and then make it to the basket. But good job, this card.
Sure, yeah. And yeah, here's the second hole, the gauntlet. 15, a little bit shorter, a little bit bigger initially, and probably kind of narrows in as you get closer to the basket. But this one is probably more of a mid-range for these guys. You could throw a fairway driver and just kind of throw it into the back, little log laying across the back there. But this one, it's just a classic North Texas woods hole. You know, you got thorns on both sides, you got dead trees hanging over. And but it's frankly, it's totally pure. If you throw the shot that's required, it's going to get to the basket.
It looks a little wide.
Yield turned over.
Yeah, it looks like you got buried in the thorns there.
Oh, here's the ravine, it looks like.
If he parks this, I'm getting a ravine today. Little low. Managed to find
nice.
One nasty little
maybe
tree.
Next time.
Yeah.
The problem is Jarrod throws.
Well, that was a very good kick. That was an amazing kick. Holy cow.
Yeah, he'll have an edge of circle look now. But 100% of Jarrod's bag is blue discs.
Respect.
So I'm trying.
Yeah. As a colorblind person, this is detrimental to you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's. I don't really know Lone Star discs all that well, and then they're all blue too. So like, I'm just totally guessing.
Gonna hit that early tree, and looks like he might be a little further than what Noah's drive was.
Yeah, he got through okay, but I mean, unless you get like really deep into the right side stuff, like it's fairly. It's not easy to save par, but it's it's manageable.
That's looking good.
That should work. Yep. Yep. No problem from there. Yeah, Cody got up here pretty
he was
good.
actually behind Noah's drive. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Should have a little
shoving his leg.
Step out.
Right in there, just getting chopped up.
I have trauma from clearing out this hole, honestly. Like, when there's a group of us that came in here to clear this hole out, and I mean, everything between, so the right side where there's thorns, the left side where there's trees, everything between was thorns, basically. So it was not fun.
You guys busted your backs for this. Admittedly, beautiful hole. That's looking great.
Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah,
wow.
that
Looked like I had a chance of
it
going in for
really
a second
did. A little
there.
more sauce. You probably could have freaking drilled
Jarrod
it.
got way down here. Wow.
Yeah, you better go thank that tree.
Yeah, Jarrod just set it for us. He just can't get it high enough on all these putts. Here's Cody for his par. Nice. I'm not sure what Cody's expectations are for we're coming into this tournament, because I know he hasn't been playing tournaments a whole lot, a couple a year. But I mean, I would say he should be proud of his play for this event. Getting onto the lead card and then holding his own. He said that one rough hole on the front nine.
Yeah, great putt.
Otherwise, he's made some good putts. He's made some good shots off the tee. I mean, I'd be proud if I played the way Cody did this weekend for sure. Absolutely,
yeah. His drives have been like, even on this one, it was the 14, getting his control of the disc, getting it to flip the way he did. Like, it's really good.
Absolutely.
Looks like pars around for this one.
Yeah, that's normal. It's a birdie requires a pretty solid shot. So back to the leaderboard. Noah has made up some ground, has extended his lead further, back to what it was at 8 strokes. Garrett still holding strong at 5 under, and then Ross and Cody, the other guys, at under par for the round at this point. But really, at this point in time, it's just a battle of second and third between Ross and Garrett. So we'll have to see. When Garrett's not on the cards, we'll just have to see how it plays out. Ross is probably going to want to birdie at least 1 or 2 of the following, the final 3 holes.
Here's one of them.
This is one for sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's a similar shot to the last 3, just kind of shortens up in distance. But the problem I mentioned in the first round as well is that OB behind the basket. And I guess technically, if you grip lock it, you go right out of bounds over the fence. Otherwise, you can just throw it straight, let it fade left, and be on the left side here where we're flying to right now. It's one for sure. It's one that you're chalking up as a birdie when you walk up to the course for sure.
Ooh, a little late.
That was fortunate.
Yeah, the trees spat him back out, and it's not going to be an easy putt. He's got most of the trees over there in front of him.
I think he was thinking out of bounds for sure, out of his hand, so the fact that he even has any kind of putt is a victory. PA3, looks like?
Oh
no, he's going to ravine again.
Ravine. All right, here we go. Another chance, man. I'm telling you, park it. I'll go on Meridian Discs right now. That's looking... Oh, come back a little bit. Come back.
A little...
I mean, that's still great.
Not parked, but in range.
Let's be honest, I'm getting a ravine. Who are we kidding? Meridian.
Just looking for any excuse.
Meridian, pay this man. He just sold the disc. Jarrod going with a forehand here.
That's the play I prefer, actually. Mostly because you can just throw it out left and then bump into the fence.
Looks like it turned it a little more than he wanted.
Yeah, didn't quite stable up enough for him. So I don't know if it was the disc or the angle out of the hand, but if you throw a forehand and just let it skip into the fence, you're almost always going to be within around 20 feet or so. That's the play I prefer. Also, because I suck at throwing backhands, so that's a different story. I think Cody's going trail here.
Oh, stable up, stable up.
Turned.
Well, that was... Oh, my God, the trees.
Great reaction, yeah. CTP off the branch.
You better go hug that tree.
Nice.
Holy cow.
Be fine for Noah's par. Again, off that early reaction, I think that he's very satisfied.
That's not a terrible place to be. I thought he was more inside than that. I mean, he had a long putt, but I thought he was not going to be able to really get a look at all.
Sure.
This would be
Ross
big.
from 25 or 30. Again, not knowing where Garrett's at. Definitely wants to make this one.
Let's go.
Yep. Great putt.
This is a great battle for second because, yeah, that was a well-earned birdie.
Yeah, definitely meaningful for sure.
Looks great, too. Good
nice
job.
putt, Cody.
Feels like the wind's finally died down a bit, so...
Yeah, I think so. I think that sounds about right. And, yeah, I mean, no trees swaying in the wind, so...
For sure.
Making putts a little bit more manageable. Nice drop from our card. 2 under on that hole. And, you know, a fairly nice showing through the gauntlet, frankly. But on to hole 17. This is the easiest hole in the course. One that everyone's going to want to birdie. You can either go right side of that middle gap or straight through it. And sometimes you'll see forehands through the gap as well, but mostly just like throw out something stable, zone, pyro, one of those type of discs, and just get your birdie and move on.
For sure, yeah. I know a lot of people tend to go real high and wide. But round one, I believe Noah actually went low in middle and still managed to be like 10, 15 feet out.
Yeah, just like that low skippy shot. It's common.
That's more what I would imagine.
Why?
Maybe a little higher would have been good. He's going to have to fight for that one.
Yeah, definitely. Right. And I misspoke. This is actually tied for the easiest hole in the course, but...
What's the other one?
Hole 8 and hole 17. Hole 8, yeah, that the one tight one. Not tight, but
it's the one
shorty
right
through the
before
woods
the,
on the front 9.
The deck hole, correct.
Yeah.
If that's the...
Cody going to the middle gap.
mean old tree. Yeah, you know what? He's back to even. The trees gave him last one. They took it back this one.
Fair enough. There you go.
I believe that's his hex, correct?
I think it's a tempo.
Okay. Yeah, that's not flippy enough to be a hex. But that looks great.
That'll work.
That is right there. Holy cow. Such control. That's just massively impressive.
Well, I mean, that gap is not, like, huge.
It's an easy hole. You just said it's the easiest hole in the course. I accept that.
What I'm saying is that if I threw 15 backhands through that gap,
great.
I'm probably gonna hit the tree 3 or 4 times, probably. Like, I mean, again, that's more speaking to my own lack of ability than it is about like the difficulty of the gap. But they're tiny little trees, and like you should never hit them. But I'm confident that anyone watching this would agree with me. Like they can be hit, and then Noah just peers it.
That looks. Oh.
Yeah, nice spin, nice attempt.
Yeah.
But I remember whenever we were actually putting this hole together, like Nathan and I thought it was gonna be like way harder than it is because we just repeatedly were hitting those trees. It's like we throwing 20 shots and hitting the trees 10 times.
Be really difficult.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you got people like Noah just easy parking it. This would be very big for him.
Absolutely.
That looked great. Hair high.
He has missed a lot. He's missed a lot low, so I mean it's the right miss. Interested to see what Jarrod has done over the last few holes. Ross able to get that last birdie, par here.
Considering how far he was, referring to Ross, that's a good putt for par. I'm proud. I would have been happy with that putt. I mean, obviously making it's nice.
Absolutely.
But, you know, that just like an inch lower, and it would have gone in.
Yeah, dead center band. I mean, that's the kind of miss that feels good. You gave it a chance and just gave it a little too much gusto. But hole 18, this is the shorter version. You know, the longer one we played in the first round. This one onto the hill. So same idea here though. You're looking to go left or right of this tree right in picture here. Anything on top of this hill puts you in a good spot for birdie. Anything past it puts you in a better spot for birdie. I think some of these guys actually might be able to get eagle looks in this hole. It being 500 feet, you know, some of these guys do crush and can get maybe 60 footers or whatever. But you can see drives get as far as even here, and then after that, then it's just a little chip up to the hill. Of course, in the wind or any weird conditions, you're going to have some weird putts. But this is the finisher. For sure, this is the end of the tournament, and nice little North Texas mountain, as we call it.
It does feel celebratory.
We don't get a whole lot of we don't get a whole lot of elevated putts around here. So even like little 6-foot putt,
chaining baskets to trees is how we get elevation and stuff here.
Exactly.
And it looks like he goes real wide, and he's past the marker quite a bit. Holy cow! Yeah, he's right where you said better birdie. Look.
Exactly. He'll have like 150 feet or so. So just a little victory lap for Noah. Jarrod going with blue disc number 7.
Looks like a pretty stable one.
That's
Probably a really
nice,
fast
though.
one.
Really nice shot.
Skip. He outthrows Noah. That's a beautiful shot.
Yeah. He'll have, same thing, around 150, maybe a little less. This looks like a Halo Destroyer, I believe.
Get through the trees. Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just gotta get under that tree, and then you're cruising. Same trail. I would really like to throw a trail.
I hear great things.
I think I mentioned that in the first round.
He makes it look really good.
For sure.
Just get low enough. Get low enough. And the tree.
Yeah, he got caught up in the tree.
Gets another victim. And this is a pretty unfortunate place to be, considering right before the elevation change.
Yeah, but the good thing is that he's not on the hill, so he's going to get a full run up. He'll get to get all his power into the shot, because I've had plenty of those tree hits that just land on the hill, and it makes it a lot tougher. At least here, he can get all his power, and you can get birdie looks even from here, because he's only about 280, 290 probably. So just a solid forehand unit up there.
Keep turning, keep turning.
Never turned it enough.
Yeah, that's
not out of bounds,
awesome.
But almost impossible for birdie.
And
this is. I would rather be where Ross was. Yeah, he just hard to get any power going uphill like this.
Well, that's certainly turned. Now, if it stables up,
it's actually a really good effort.
That tree wouldn't have stopped the momentum. It could have gotten. You could have gotten a real easy putt.
Yeah, I mean, from that distance, for him to give himself a outside circle 1 look is pretty solid.
Now this just becomes a game of how close can you get without rolling.
For sure.
And
that's well played.
That'll do it. That's precise. He's in the dirt right before the grass change. So
yeah,
that's perfect.
Jarrod, it's a great drive.
Is he going for the right side?
Yeah, I think he was. Just didn't quite commit enough.
Yeah, that's a hard look.
This putt, you're never running
just
this.
Lay it
even, I mean, because you got to really jam it up there.
Yeah, that's the smart move.
That's just fine from Ross. But again, it'll be interesting to see where he and Garrett end up after this is over. And wow, Jarrod running that. I mean, at this point, just give it a shot.
Yeah, do it for the clips.
Cody from 40 feet or so?
Yeah, and you hear the wind kicking up a bit here, too.
And looks like he's eyeing it up, too. Look at that. That's awesome.
That might be shot of the tournament. He's fighting it out.
That's awesome.
Beautiful. And high risk.
Great putt.
I'm going to give it to him just because of the risk of it all.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a clip. That's how you end up on the Instagram account. Man, so putting has just been pretty rough this round.
Yeah, I've played a number of rounds with Jarrod, and he certainly is a better putter than he's shown during this round. I'm sure that's a nice putt from that little
that was an awkward,
sneaky tree.
awkward angle.
Yeah. So I think he was probably disappointed with his putting for sure during this round, but obviously was putting well enough in the first round to get into this position, but yeah, second round just definitely let him down. And of course, just blow right past it. Noah putting in for his birdie and finishing 11 under.
He won the tournament like before the second round. So
yeah,
he put in that work in that first round for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, your first annual River Rampage MPO champion, Noah Baker.
So congratulations, Noah, for taking down the first annual River Rampage.
Great work from him. Fun event. Definitely enjoyed covering it. And there it is. Garrett shooting 6 under on the round. Ended up being, let's see, I think it was like 10-20 rated or so. 10-10 rated. So both Garrett and Noah shooting 1,000+ rated rounds to close out the event. And Garrett, after a rough first round, able to bounce back and take home second place. So great work from him. I mean, this is our first event. We really enjoyed covering it. Ready to do more. AJ, what do you got?
Yeah, certainly. Thank you everyone for joining us for our first disc golf tournament coverage. This is an ambitious project for us, and we're really happy that you guys are a part of it. It would help a lot if you guys were able to consider subscribing, because that's a big part of this, and follow us on all the social media stuff at Player4 Productions. Stay tuned. The next tournament that we have recorded already, we're going to be putting out soon, is the Lucky Ace Open, which, Darren, who's on the card that we covered?
Very fun card. Very fun tournament. We got Mason Ford, touring pro you've heard of, Zach Nash, one of the farthest throwers in the world.
Freddie Meza.
Yeah, Freddie Meza, of course. And then a guy that we've never heard of, but his name is Guthrie Timpanaro. I think he's a local, not quite a local of the Seguin area, but South Texas, and a lot of fun on a really tough track, link style course, then wooded style course as well, mixed together. But a really fun track, really fun,
for sure.
And also a nail biter finish. So definitely look forward to that. We'll be dropping it soon. We're excited to do more. Yeah, and of course, give us feedback. Things that you like, things you didn't like. Let us know in the comments. Send us an email, whatever, Instagram, whatever people do these days. Let us know. So
for sure. So stay tuned, and we'll catch you guys in the next tournament.